Fuck off.
Greetings, randomites, and welcome to another episode of Anime Month, right here on Reaction and Review UK. Now, ever since we started doing this, a few of you have been asking me a couple of questions like, what's that show in the intro? Dude, that's not Japanese anime. This is supposed to be Anime Month, what's that doing here? That's that Canadian show we all bloody hate. Couple of reasons. Number one, a dear friend of mine, Ruby Skeleton, link in the description, had requested this, and we've been making a bunch of jokes about it on Skype. It's like, oh, dude, you've got to review this for Anime Month. That would be hilarious. And so I figured, yeah, sure, I'll do it, rather than just be a dick and just say no. And the second reason is I wanted to illustrate a point or bring up an argument of what does and does not constitute an anime. Because I know for a fact Americans love Japanese anime. I'm pretty think it's safe to say that Americans love anime more than the Japanese do. The funny thing is, whenever I talk to somebody about this show, they usually give me the same kind of response. Something on the lines of, oh god, I fucking hate that show. Of course, I am referring to the infamous My Life Me. Just saying that name alone feels so dirty. Now, I'm gonna let you guys in on something. Getting this episode done has been an absolute bugger and editing hell. Let me explain. See, when I planned Anime Month at the beginning of the month, everything was as it needed be. I had the DVDs, I had the YouTube links, it was all there, everything was good. But between now and the beginning of February, the YouTube channel that hosted all the episodes of My Life Me just was gone. Which left me in a bit of a quandering, maybe I should have done this one first, and that would have been easier and it would save some time. Now, to be fair, there is a version of episode 1 on YouTube, but for obvious reasons, I can't use it. So, in effect, I have seen the first episode of this show, and I have a very good opinion of it, and I feel I can offer a review to it. So, what we're going to do is just to get around this and give you some reactions to look at. After all, this is the name of the game, reaction and review. I found a bunch of snippets of episodes on YouTube, so that's going to serve as the reactions, but what we're talking about is the episode 1 we've seen itself. So the reactions you're about to see may or may not be of episode 1 of this series, and some of it may be in a foreign language, just to fill up that time gap and give you something to laugh at. Don't say I don't give you folks anything, but because of this, I am going to be making an additional episode of Anime Month to give us a proper send-off. Just going to throw this out there before we get into it. If anybody wants to send me, full episodes of this show, regardless of if it's episode 1, 4, 5, or 7, if you actually want to send me episodes to properly review this, feel free to do so. With that in mind, everybody, grab some to drink. It's time to kick back, and let's check out sections of My Life Me. I think this is worse than the Teen Titans opening. And I fucking hate the Teen Titans opening.
The entire class will redo the test on Thursday.
Oh, they're gonna redo the test, are they? Man, that sounds really aggravating, doesn't it? They failed the test. Tails is ours. I'll have to give myself a promotion. Yeah, I know that joke's out of date. I was in the mood.
Gotta go.
Seriously, why are they turning into chibis? I mean, I get it, Japanese anime after all, but why do you keep turning into chibis? And furthermore, why do you need chibi voices? God, did someone kick me in the balls or what?
I'm pleased to announce best in class in the community youth art show.
Oh, goodness gracious me, you're going all British now. Golly goshams, fish and chips, God save the Queen.
And citizenship.
You're making me miss Ultimate Spider-Man. Stop it! Okay, a problem I'm having as I'm watching this, every 3 to 5 seconds, they do a manga anime effect or trope with the characters. as if to say to the audience, hey, have we mentioned that we're inspired by manga? Have we told you that yet? I just want to make sure, have we told you that we are inspired by manga? That'd be like me stopping the video every 5 seconds to say, by the way, have I told you I'm inspired by Frankie Boyle and Rick and Aid? Have I told you that yet? Have I told you I'm inspired by Frankie Boyle and Rick and Aid? Have I told you yet? It's annoying, isn't it? They're good inspirations, though. I love the fact I was just talking there and I didn't miss anything important. I like that. Yeah, I think I've seen enough of this show. I think I can get this review rant thing started now. Okay. I'm going to start with positives. So the big question is, yes, this is fucking terrible, just so you all know. And like I said, the invitation's open. If anybody wants to send me, like, full episodes, like, hell, if you want me to go episode per episode for this fucking thing, happy to oblige. Gotta kill the boredom somehow, I guess. The only real positive I can think of as I watch this, I do like the character designs. You know, Birch, I think that's her name, Birch. You know, they all have, like, basic character design. The problem is, like, there's these flat, empty characters, and you just sort of filled their head with stereotypes, cliches. Like, I don't want to say, like, Gary Stu's and Mary Sue's, because I didn't really get that vibe. Maybe because I watched most of this in a foreign language, and the English dialogue would help, you know, develop it, but my initial reaction, I was expecting to go into this and absolutely hate every fucking second of it, to the point I would want to just jump into that world, take a giant saber, and ram it up each and every one of their assholes and paint the town red. But, truth be told, folks, I kind of got the opposite reaction. Oh no, I didn't fucking like it, just to let you know. It just bored me to tears. I mean, there's nothing really that grabs me about this series that makes me like the characters. They're really flat, they're one-dimensional. The teacher, that's the head teacher or the principal, or whatever the fuck he was, he frightened the shit out of me. Like, half the things he was doing, Jesus, man. Adding this in here at the last minute because I've had a chance to sleep on it. I want to add some more thoughts to My Life Me. Another problem I have with it is the animation is really fucking lazy. It's kind of like that cheapo Flash animation kind of look to it. The character models come off really stiff. Like, they don't have like a normal basic motion. It's kind of like this stiff, you know, sort of almost like puppetry, but with Flash, you know, that kind of thing. And it does, I'm beginning to understand why people call it DeviantArt, the TV series, because there's a lot of, like, copy-paste job going on. I mean, copy-pasting can be okay in some aspects, but the problem with this show is that nearly every character has, like, the identical body type. And it's kind of silly, like, you feel like you're watching a show about mass-produced robots that attend high school. And by the way, I don't think I've ever heard of a pod system in school. Maybe it's a Canadian thing. And it also leads me to wonder that if this show didn't have any of the manga references, you know, the pulsating head thing, the sweat drop, or the manga effects, if they didn't have any of that, do you think anybody would give a shit? And do you think anybody would be so up in arms about it? I don't think they would, because if it didn't have any of that stuff, it'd just be some Canadian show that nobody would watch and nobody would care about, except Canadians. You know, it's kind of like, imagine if, I don't know, Fireman Sam started doing anime effects. People go, oh, I am so outraged because it has anime. Roar. Okay, maybe that's not the reason why people are pissed off with it, but that's kind of the vibe I get by it. Personally, the problem with the show is it tries too hard. It doesn't have its own jokes. I mean, there is a good idea buried in this show, but it's not confident in itself, and it has to resort to anime and manga cliches to sort of, you know, win over a demographic, and that's kind of pathetic when you really think about it. Now, I understand that this show is really popular in Canada. It had a couple of seasons under its belt and it won awards, so if you're a Canadian and you're watching this review and you like My Life Me, I apologize, you know, but as a cynical British man, I have to just give you guys my cynical viewpoint, because that's what God put me on this earth for, to be as cynical as bloody possible. I think that's what all British people do, really. And I know for a fact Americans fucking hate this show, and I don't think the Japanese give a shit. So, like I said, as a cynical British man, what do I think? Apart from the character designs, I do admit, Birch's character designs, I kind of like it. It's got this sort of gothy girl, nonconformist vibe to it. But that's about it. I mean, like I said, all the characters are one-dimensional, they're flat, and they don't do anything that makes you laugh. I mean, it's supposed to be a comedy. I didn't even laugh once. Like, the ideas they throw in, the jokes, quote-unquote, are not funny. And there's just nothing that's supposed to root for you. There's nothing, they do nothing that makes you want to root for them or cheer them on or want them to succeed. From what I saw of it, there is just nothing here. Like, if I watched the rest of the series, I don't think I'd be angry. I would just be sitting there praying to Megatron that something happens. And, to coin a phrase from Armate 21, my insomnia is fucking cured. I mean, from now on, like, I'm actually going to buy the DVD. I'm actually going to buy the DVD box set, if there is one of this show. So when I have another bout of insomnia and I can't sleep, I'm just going to stick My Life Me on and it will help me go to sleep. I'm being dead fucking serious here. So, this was requested by Ruby Skeleton. I hope you're happy. You've kind of got what you asked for. I know it's not a full, proper reaction review of episode 1 like you wanted, but I did the best I could. Shit happened, shall we say. But because of this, and you didn't quite get what you asked for, and this is not a proper way to send off Anime Month, we got one more episode planned with a special anime from my choosing. You'll find out all about it next time, but until then, ladies and gentlemen, I have been Random, take care, and I'll see you all in the near future. Peace. Like, this song is going to be playing on a continuous loop when I eventually get to hell.